I think you should hear this.
Welcome to I Think You Should Hear This, a podcast exploring people's journeys of adversity, growth, and self-discovery. For today's episode, I have with me Jack Hanley, the crazy running man. In this episode, we discuss Jack's journey with mental health issues, drug addiction, to running 50 Ks a day, creating his own running charity, to becoming second in the Sydney Backyard Ultra, and all the things he's going to achieve going forward. I really appreciate Jack's time and having this conversation with me. We do go to some challenging places, so if you're struggling with mental health, this may be of benefit to you, but it also may be confronting, just as a warning. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you give this podcast a follow, a like, or even a comment, as it really helps us reach more people. This episode is sponsored by Spiritual Concepts, your go-to platform for discovering trusted holistic practitioners. Whether you're exploring Reiki, hypno, breathwork, or coaching, or you're a practitioner wanting to grow your reach, Spiritual Concepts has a space for you. Go check it out at spiritualconcepts.com.au. Jack, thanks for joining me. Jack Hanley, crazy running man, as people would know from online as well. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me on, Scrooge. Been looking forward to this one. We've penciled this one in about a month ago when we were coming back up to Noosa. So it's good to make it happen.
Yeah, it was good. It was fresh off the Sydney Backyard Ultra, which you came second in and put in an amazing effort. And we'll get into that later, but I want to talk about how you came to be the person you are now. So this podcast is about people's journeys of going through adversity and coming out the other side. And I know you've got a bit of a story, but I want to know about young Jack, how it started for you. You're an energetic man. What were you like as a kid growing up?
Yeah, so as a young fella, I was always pretty active. I love footy, cricket, basketball, just any ball sports. Love being around people. I'm an only child, so my dad actually passed away when I was 3 years old. He went for a run one day and unfortunately had a heart attack. So yeah, from a young age, I was pretty spoiled being an only child as well. My grandma, my uncle, my mum, everyone spoiled me. So yeah, I had a very, very good childhood. But yeah, I was definitely obviously losing my dad at such a young age wasn't ideal, but yeah, it's something that I've only probably started digging into a bit more, or I sort of acted like it was never there, that I've never had a dad. So, but yeah, that's certainly something that I think may have contributed to the path that I went down and the way I was feeling about myself. But it's only something that just recently I've started digging into.
I'd love to ask questions about if you're open to talk.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up as a kid in school and every other all your mates talking about their experiences with their dads? Did you feel like you missed out on that part of childhood?
Like honestly, I didn't, because I had my uncle who, the clumsy riding man, he was always a big father figure for me. So it's probably not until I've been a bit older that I have realised that I probably didn't deal with that at that time. Like obviously at that time you don't deal with it, but it's probably something I didn't think about too much. But it probably did have an effect on me on that young age. But yeah, no, it was something that didn't really affect me at the time. I didn't think about it too much. To be honest, I don't have that many memories from it. I think maybe it was such a traumatic time in my family that has maybe smothered me to, sort of make me feel good and not realise exactly what had happened at the time, and I couldn't probably process it the right way. Yeah.
So you have played footy growing up. Did you feel like that being inside an environment with having male coaches and being a part of a team supported you and helped you get through that period then?
Yeah, definitely. Like as I said, I've always loved playing footy. I've played footy my whole life until the last couple of years. So being in that environment, I always loved being around people as well. Being an only child, I didn't like being by myself at home. So yeah, I think it definitely did.
Yeah. Because I was listening to the Backyard Ultra podcast that you did as well, and you mentioned that you like to keep busy all the time, and it sparked my brain, and I was like, oh, when did that start? So it's always been a thing for you, you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, only just recently I've probably started slowing down a little bit, just since I've met my beautiful girlfriend Laura. She's trying to teach me a little bit, just sometimes just to slow down, be in the moment, not always go, go, go. But it's certainly not something that comes too naturally to me.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm learning at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm the same. I'm always going. I can't even stop to make sure I don't break my foot. Like I'm always moving forward. But do you find, or do you, like, now that you're doing this reflection, that sort of thing, it's something to, if you're always moving, you're not stopping and thinking, and it's maybe a good way to keep you safe?
For sure, yeah. 100%. If you're busy all the time, you're not thinking about this other stuff that's going on. So it's definitely been a distraction for me that I've probably used. Yeah, it has been nice to just slow down a little bit and actually start the processing. I'm not perfect at it. I'm not no expert at it. And it's certainly, I am a work in progress in that department, but it is nice to be able to do that.
And so what was high school like for you then?
Yeah, high school was good. I was, very sporty. I loved going to school, not the academic, wasn't very academic. Didn't do too much schoolwork, but loved all the sports side of things, being around my mates. Probably started drinking when I was regularly sort of 16, 17.
It's a rite of passage in Melbourne, isn't it?
Yeah, it sort of is. Yeah, I know. But yeah, sort of towards the back end of school, the sports started to get pushed down just a little bit for the party and enjoying the weekends and living for the weekend, which probably, progressed a lot further once I finished school.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's just part of Melbourne culture. It's a natural progression. You start drinking, and then you turn 18, you start going out and you find other things that pique your interest a bit more than, well, for me, like cricket on a Saturday just became, I stopped doing that as soon as I turned 18.
Yeah. It's funny how it works, but yeah, hopefully we can change that path for people now, the younger generation coming through, because if I had my time again, I certainly would, change a few things. Everything that's happened for a reason. I can change that. It's made me who I am today, but if we can help the younger generation and guide them in the right direction at an earlier age, I definitely would love to do that. I love doing that.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing. I think we have to go through these lessons to put ourselves in a position to be able to tell people and to show people that there is another path, because otherwise we wouldn't know there was another path.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go through the hardships. And yeah, I want to lean into that as well. So I know 2020 was hard for a lot of us, and that was a period where things changed for you. If you want to talk into that and a bit of your mental health journey, struggles, addiction, that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, pretty much I'll go all the way back to when I pretty much finished school. Yes, went down the party lifestyle, was living for the weekends, using drugs, alcohol. That's what I did. I loved it. But it got to a point where things went from being something I did for fun, that I was using it to make myself feel better, and it got real bad during COVID 2020. I was using cocaine pretty much every day by myself. Couldn't see friends, family. I was a complete mess. So yeah, I started running a little bit with a mate during this time as well. So like I was sort of had a little bit of dabble in something else that I wanted to do, and his name was Matt Nolly, actually. We started going for a few runs every week, but yeah, I was still using the cocaine, and eventually got to a point where I actually had a seizure at my grandma's house, and that was sort of the turning point for me, where I decided that I wanted to make a change. So I went to rehab, which was a good kick up the butt that I needed. Certainly wasn't going to fix me forever, but it gave me that little kick up the butt, and I actually wanted to change this time for myself, because unless someone wants to change, nothing will change. And yeah, since then it hasn't been, just a steady progress up journey and perfect. I've had a few slip ups along the way, but yeah, the last 6 years I've learned so much. And I've been sober over a year now, and I'll never drink or do drugs ever again. It's not for me, and I want to, inspire other people and show other people that there is a better life out there for people that are stuck in addiction or struggling with their mental health, because, and there's always a way back.
Love that. Yeah, I think there's definitely a line where we need to accept it ourselves that there is an issue. And like, I'd love to get into like your mind of where you realize you're using it as a coping mechanism to feel better. When you're in that mindset, what's that like? Like, what are you trying to, I'm trying to come to terms with that now. Like, you're thinking, I feel shit. I just need this to feel better. Where's your brain going there?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, that's what I was doing. Like, I'd think that was a solution. So I'd get to a stage in my head and I'm like, oh, then go use cocaine to make me feel better. But it actually made me feel worse. Might make me feel good for about an hour, but then it made me paranoid, anxious, because, in the back of my mind, I knew this wasn't the right thing to be doing, but I was doing it anyway. And yeah, obviously had the seizure, and that was a big scare for me. The wake up call was actually my second one that I had because of cocaine. And yeah, I was honestly, that's from that point on, I sort of knew that what the path that I wanted to go down. And as I said, yeah, it hasn't been a straight line. We've had little slip ups along the way. Like only last year, I actually went back to using cocaine. It was only for a short period of time. It was about 2 or 3 month period, about 2 month period, sorry, but it progressed a lot more than I would have liked. And then it got to this point where it was April 27th last year. And that was the last time I did. And I said, I'm never doing this ever again, ever in my life. And I'll never, ever do it again.
It's awesome that you have that awareness that you're like, your relationship with it just can't be there.
Well, it's the thing, like it's something that I probably held on to for a while there as well over the last 6 years. Oh, maybe I can just do it, occasionally but to be honest, life's so good without it. And like, there's so much more to life than doing that stuff. Yeah. And I've figured that out, and it took me a while to figure that out. And, since that point, I've met my beautiful girlfriend, Laura, in Bali, and like everything just starts, the ripple effect of how life works when you start doing good things and you make changes, is amazing. Yeah, as I said, like I'm a landscaper. I've got my own business. I'm a running coach, which I love, and that's something I want to do full time. I've got Miles and Smiles, the charity that we've started up, and obviously, yeah, I love doing big running events as well.
Yeah, keen to get into those. I want to know what was the thing that made you realize I don't need drinking or drugs? It's way better without it. Like personally, for me, I realized why I was drinking and doing drugs. And it was because I'm very social as well. I want to go out with people and have a good time. I want everyone to be on my level and having a good time. And the people I was surrounding myself with, that's what they were doing. So I just wanted the connection. And then once I found communities like Miles for Smiles and that sort of thing, I realized, there's other ways to just hang out with people and have a good time. Like do something healthier, like going for a run, breath work, that sort of stuff. I was like, fuck, I don't need this anymore. And that's what helped me go sober, was having a bit of a purpose.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was something smart for me?
100%. And it is about who you surround yourself with. Because obviously the people that you're around, you're going to fall into habits. You're all going to be doing the same thing. Like they're the people that you want to hang around with. So I think once you realize that, you find your true mates, the people that you want to be around, people on the same journey, the same path. There's honestly nothing better, because you realize what you were doing was just a waste of time, and it was just like, it's not what you want to be doing. It's not who you are.
Yeah.
So once you get out of that cycle, it's amazing. Yeah. Isn't it? And like, I don't know, for you, for you, but for me personally, like when I was growing up and like going through my, after school, through my teens, through my 20s, like it was just in the melody, go out and get every weekend, get on it, get fucked up, and but that might have been just for our area and like our group. There's a whole other society and community out there that is not the norm, and it shouldn't be the norm.
Yeah. My coach, he's never drank before.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? You live in Somerville, you're in the Peninsula. What do you mean? He's like, all right, cool. That's good to know. And then you meet people around and then you're like, like it's not normal.
What we were doing back then isn't normal.
Nah.
But we think at the time it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's funny. I actually saw a psychiatrist in 2021, I reckon, 2020 maybe. And I was telling her what I was getting up to on the weekend. She was like concerned, and I was shocked that she was concerned. It's like, everyone does it. Like that's not normal. She's like, no, but like I was thinking that is normal. She's like, no, that's not normal. I'm like, no, but everyone does it. I couldn't even wrap my head around it. Like thinking that other people didn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's good to get outside of there, meet new people and that sort of thing. Do you reckon did your mate that asked you to go for a run know that you were struggling, or he wanted to just go for a run?
No, he knew sort of what was going on. And yeah, that's literally where my running journey started from. Yeah, from like I was always a runner at school, did cross country, but yeah, let myself go during after school. I just played footy, but I was 92 kilos at one stage, and like I didn't really care about the fitness. It was just playing for a bit of fun, and yeah, since that point, fitness has been my life. I love it. Like there's nothing better. And yeah, obviously I started out doing it for my mental health because I love the feeling that I got from a run after I finished a run. You're in your own, like you're having a shit day, you go for a run, I felt so much better. And it's such a better way to deal with things rather than kind of getting on the piss or the way I used to deal with it. So yeah, it's something that, it's honestly changed my life, and now it's my passion.
Love it. So what was the first challenge you did?
So the first ever challenge I did a big fundraiser back in 2021. So I did did the whole year sober. So that's sort of where my journey really kick-started, and that was the year that I really figured out like this is how good's life. Like this is what life's meant to be. Like I moved out of home for the first time. I started being more responsible. Actually doing life things that a normal person would do. So I did a fundraiser, I didn't drink or sober the whole year. For every kilometre I ran throughout the year, I donated $1 to a foundation called the Mental Health Foundation Australia. And then I ended up having a big fundraiser day where I ran my first marathon out in October. And yeah, pretty much from there, it's just been a build up. So, after that, I was like, oh, what can I do next? So I did a 100K fundraiser run for a mental health and wellbeing program that we started up at the footy club I was playing at the time, De La Salle. And that day we got about 80 people come down and run throughout the day. And I did that run, not just by myself, with a couple other mates, my mate Charlie and Huey. And then, from there, I'd seen other people do a few other things, like Ned Brockman ran 50 marathons in 50 days. So I was like, what can I do? Like, I loved it. Like, I knew this is what made me feel good. This is what I wanted to challenge, love the challenge, but I also just loved getting people involved. Like, I would never want to do it by myself.
Yeah.
So then I ran 50K a day for 50 days, which was unreal. And I still work full time as a landscaper.
Yeah, that is insane. I've landscaped before, for it, and no way I could run 50Ks after one day, let alone 50.
It was one of those things, like having people come down and get involved. Like we used to get anywhere between 30 to 70 people come down every day and night.
Yeah.
And like, they didn't have to come down, but they came down to get involved, and they met new people. Like it wasn't just people from my football club either. I reckon 75% of people were from the footy club. They'd just seen on Instagram, and then they wanted to come down and get involved. That it was unreal. It was probably like, I remember that day 50, there was like 400 people running around Albert Park, all there for the one common purpose on the same team. Like you don't get that too often at like events like that, where everyone's there for you go to a game of footy, there's two teams.
Yeah.
And there's one supporter versus another supporter. You know what I mean? Like you don't get where everyone is there for the one common purpose on the same team. Like it was a special day. And we were able to raise $60,000 nearly for the program. And then I ran. So after that, we decided to start up our own charity, because we thought that the out of the blue was a bit limited, just keeping it at D-Lane. Because like the people that aren't involved aren't going to come down and get involved in the program. So we started up Miles for Smiles, and I decided to run 100K a day for 100 days. And I had my uncle, the clumsy riding man, on the bike. I had Charlie McCall, my mate, who ran 50K for 100 days. And then we had Louis, who was also supporting us and crewing us. Didn't quite get the 100 every day. I did end up doing 8400s, but once again, like, we ran from Cairns to Melbourne over the first 50 days, and then the last 50 days in Melbourne, and I struggled the first 50. Didn't have my nutrition right, didn't have a few things, but then by day 50 back in Melbourne, we got everything down packed, and the biggest key for me was having the people come down and support and get involved in runs, because that's what I thrive off. I love getting around other people and meeting new people, and to have that support, really, this is what helped me able to run 50 hundreds in a row. So, and then, now since then, I did a training run. I ran from Goulburn to Melbourne. Didn't quite go to plan, had a few troubles along the way, but we did 4 days and I did 550K. And then, this year's been a few more races this year. So a bit of, we started dipping our toes in the backyard ultra world, which I enjoyed. I think that's something that I'm going to definitely keep doing. But we've definitely got a big goal that I am leading towards eventually, but I don't know when that's going to be. I'm just going to give myself enough time, and that's going to be a real big fundraiser for my mental health charity, Miles for Smiles. At the moment, we haven't been doing too much. I'll have to get back into work and just get a few things set first and put a bit of a plan together what we want to do with it and reshape it a bit. And then by then we'll have everything ready to go.
Yeah, can't wait to see it all pans out. I want to talk about the 100Ks, because I was watching that the whole way through, and I remember messaging Louis while it was going on. Just like couldn't believe what was happening. It was crazy, the scenes. And I know you've just recently got a new dietitian on, and I remember watching you smacking Maccas and that sort of thing, and then getting up and running 100Ks. You've obviously learned a lot over the last couple of years of running. So that means you would have done the 50/50s with not as much education and nutrition. How does your body feel backing up? And then tell us what you've learned over that time.
Yeah, it's interesting. So like obviously the 50K day, 50 days, I didn't need quite as much nutrition for the 100s. So I did learn a lot. my fueling's changed a fair bit over the last couple of years, to be honest. Like it was something that I not neglected so much, but didn't put as much time and energy into. And from my last event that I did, and I was disappointed with how that went. I really wrote down at the start of this year that nutrition is what I want to dial in on.
Yeah.
So I actually, just my every day-to-day nutrition's been a lot better now as well. I've got myself a nutrition coach, which is, her name's Jess, Coach Jess. She's the best. She's really helped me, and we've only been working together sort of 9 weeks now, and I only got her about 5 weeks before the backyard ultra. So didn't have a lot of time together, but it's something that's I've learned a lot, and the Maccas did serve me a purpose at one stage, but definitely don't run Maccas, that's for sure.
Could have got a sponsorship.
Oh, we tried. I thought it'd be good advertising for running and then Maccas. But no, we couldn't get one.
If someone's looking to start doing a bit of distance running, what's the first bit of advice you give for them?
First bit of advice, I would say, don't put too much pressure on yourself, and make sure that you're doing it for fun. That's literally my rule number 1 is always have fun. Rule number 2, follow rule number 1, because that's why I do it. Yeah, like I wouldn't do these events if I wasn't going to have fun while I was doing it. So, and also the other bit of advice I'd give him is just chuck your 2 shoes on and head out the door. Just don't think about it. Just start running and just see how you feel.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is to it. You don't need to worry about your pattern. Just don't compare yourself to anyone else. It's you versus you. And that's why we do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people do get stuck in their analysis paralysis and their what shoes do I need to get? What socks, and then they haven't even run yet. And, you've waited 2 weeks trying to get the perfect delivery for shoes and get your fueling right, and you're running 10K. It's like, just go
out and do it.
See how you go.
Yeah. So,
it's all trial and error from there. And if you fuck up, it's fine. You're going to learn something.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's where the biggest lessons come from as well. You things that you fail or that don't go to plan. So I don't like that word fail, because I don't think anything's a fail.
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's the best way to learn is when things don't go to plan, when things don't go well. And that's where, you can take those big key lessons from and improve on it for the next time you do something.
What has been the biggest lesson you've learned from a, failure?
Running or
No, in life. Yeah.
I think my biggest lesson that I've learned is that don't hold on to things that are gonna hold you back. And that's something that I did for the last 6 years. I knew that it was going back and drinking or getting on drugs was gonna hold me back, but I still went and did it until I finally let go a year ago.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not doing this ever again. Because I never had done that in the back of my mind. And it's literally life has just continued to go up since then.
When you drank for the first time in a while and like when that period started, for me, I remember the first time I drank in like 18 months, we won the flag. I didn't drink the first night. I was that anxious about drinking because I was like, I knew it was the wrong thing to do, but I was like, it's with the boys, won the flag. And then I felt even worse after it. And I haven't drank since then.
Yeah.
Did you feel the same way?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the thing. Like when you have such an amount of time off, and when you know it's not the right thing you're doing, it actually creates more anxiety for you when you go and do it.
Yeah,
because you know that it's not the right thing to be doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny how it works, but yeah, that's definitely probably one of the biggest lessons I've learned. And that's in my mind at the moment that I look back on, and it's probably relevant to where I'm at in my life.
Yeah. How important is having a purpose to keeping you going forward?
Oh, 100%. The purpose is like, as I said, the example was, when I did do the 100s, early on, it started going shoot for me. I wasn't getting 100 every day, and like my goal was to get 100K a day, 100Ks every day for 100 days. And if I didn't have that goal of raising money for my charity and raising awareness around mental health, that I wouldn't have kept going. But it's something that I had in me that I knew I had to keep going because I put it out there, this is what I'm doing. And I knew that if I stuck at it, I would eventually come good. And yeah, that's when you got a purpose. And purpose to do something, you will get it done. And you won't let anything stop you.
Do you think that's why people find it hard to come out of addiction and struggles because they don't have a good enough reason to stop?
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, like as we said before, you've as someone that has been an addict and been in addiction, caught up in addiction, unless I wanted to change, nothing's going to change. So you have to be ready.
Yeah.
And you can get all the support, like my family supported me the whole way through, but until I was ready, nothing was going to change.
Yeah, I definitely have moments like that myself. Like, I know that I need to do something, and unless shit gets bad enough, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Or like you want it bad enough, it doesn't happen. Like I'm shocking with staying nailed on my diet unless I've got something coming up, and I'm like, I need to be fit for that. Like, footy is my biggest motivator because otherwise it'd be so easy to go, oh fuck, I'll eat whatever. Like I'm not running tomorrow. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I think for some people, it just needs to you need to hit that rock bottom. I think you want to change. Yeah. So let's talk about the backyard ultra now. Or actually, we'll talk about your first one and then lead into this one. So what was it like? And you're like, all right, this is something cool. I want to give it a crack.
Yeah. So my first backyard ultra I did was in September last year, and that was down at Shepparton. So I first heard about the backyards in June last year. I saw Phil Gore at Dead Cow Gully. He ran 119 hours straight, and I was like, oh, this sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind giving one of these a go. So yeah, I did Shepparton, and I hadn't done too much specific training and for that event. Like I've been running big cars, been training for marathons, like I had been, and I had my 5 days of 160K a day that I was training for as well. Yeah, that was a good little taste. I did end up doing 33 hours, which I was pretty disappointed with, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
but I had, to be honest with you, that's probably what I deserved to run because like, my nutrition plan was terrible and like I had no guidance there. The way I was running it was definitely not the right way to be doing it. So I've learned a fair bit there, and then yeah, I sort of penciled in the Sydney Backyard Ultra as something that I wanted to do. It fitted well with my plans for this year with my racing schedule. And yeah, I was I knew going into Sydney I wanted to come in prepared and ready to go. So yeah, nutrition was on point, the way I was running it, my training, and honestly everything really went to plan. Like I was I was super stoked to be able to do 74 hours and come second. I was a little bit disappointed that the only thing I was disappointed about, I probably let how well Timmy was going get into my head a bit, and I reckon I probably had a bit more left in me. But I feel like you got to experience that. I've never been in that position before, so now I've experienced it again, and we'll come in a bit bigger and stronger for the next one.
Do you reckon he was playing the game then?
He wasn't. No, he was. To be honest, he was great to me. It wasn't anything he said. It was just I've let how he was going, like how physically he was going and looking, get into my head, and I thought, oh, how we keep going for it. We're going to go for another 15 hours or whatever it was, and instead of just concentrating on how I was going, and like I came back on the lap before I finished with 5 minutes to spare still. So like I had. Yeah, I think if I had my time again, I would have liked to push a bit more. So if I came in at 55 minutes for the next 3 or 4 laps, it is what it is. And then I might have come good because the thing about the Backyard Ultra, it just goes in ebbs and flows. Like you'll be feeling good 1 minute and then you might be feeling shit, but you can get out of it. So yeah, learn a bit from that. And that was, you got to experience these things to learn from it. And that was probably my big takeaway from that.
Yeah, should have probably started with it's a 6.7K loop every hour on the hour.
Yeah, 6.7K.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. So you said you finished, around that 50-minute mark a lot of the time, was it?
Yeah, so I was coming in roughly anywhere. Average lap was probably about 47 minutes. I was sitting about 46 to 48.
Yeah.
For most of the time, we'd try and do a couple quicker laps when I was trying to sleep during the night. Which we did on night 1, but then night 2, they went to a different night course. And to be honest, that course was actually a bit slower than everyone expected it to be. So I was still coming in reasonably quick compared to everyone else with a couple of other people coming in about 49.
Yeah.
And then, back to the day course was, sort of anywhere between 46 to 48 and then sort of dropped off a little bit back to like 48 to 49 on day 3.
Yeah. So you obviously need a fit sleep in that time. Tell people what it's like and you go, all right, 48 minutes. I have to start running again in 12. What do you do?
Yeah, so this was something else that I hadn't practiced too much, and I feel like it's something that you can only really experience and practice during the event. So you've got to do the event to actually get better at it. So I didn't come in. I came in with a bit of a strategy. I knew that I had to run a little bit quicker through the night, just to be able to get myself a bit more sleep. And then obviously during the day you can run a bit slower because you don't need to do as much. You're just going to sit in your chair. So I had the game plan of doing 2 quicker laps, 1 slower lap, because obviously you don't want to burn your legs out as well. So I was, what I would do is actually funny. Like I hadn't had much of a plan of how I was going to get to sleep. I knew how I wanted to run that loop. And then I had my bed set up back at the marquee with my eye mask and my headphones ready to go, so I could just jump straight in. But my girlfriend actually she was there, so she was doing she was in the day shift crew, my girlfriend, and she sent me a meditation before she left. Must have been at about 10 o'clock that night, or maybe at 9 or 10 or something. She said, listen to this when you want to try and sleep. And I was like, oh, all right. So what I'll do, I was walking the last 300 meters of every loop. And on that walk, I'll put the meditation in, just let it start playing. It'll be a bloke speaking. And then by the time I got in, it'd be done. It'd be just waves. And I'll take a couple of deep breaths. And honestly, I was sleeping. I was out cold, like there's a couple of times the crew had to take me to wake up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then back on the back to ready to go sleep for anywhere between. I think the most I was getting was probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Anywhere between sort of 8 to 10 minutes. But yeah, probably throughout the night one, I got about an hour 20, and night two about an hour, and then night three dropped off to about 35 minutes, I reckon.
Yeah. What's it like going that amount of time with 2.5 hours, 3 hours sleep? Get a bit delusional?
Yeah, it's funny. Like to be honest, I was pretty with it most of the time through the night. Like night two and night three, you're running and you're looking ahead because there's like a lot of it's grass and trail area and there's lots of trees, and like sometimes I'll be looking and I'll just see, I thought it was like a man in a long coat. Then you get closer, it was just a big stump with like a little stick sticking out of it. So you start to see a couple of things, but yeah, the sleep deprivation was something that definitely got to me at the end as well. And something that I'm going to definitely work on, getting a bit more of a sleeping routine with the meditation, something like that for the next one.
Do you have any like stories of people wigging out a bit on the track or anything funny that happened out on the course?
While I was out there, no, not really. No one was wiggling out too much or losing it. No, I didn't see too much while I was out there.
Yeah. What about, I know you mentioned one of your favourites was the bag man. I remember you saying he didn't have much of a sleep plan either.
Oh, yeah, he's certainly one of a kind, the bag man. He was great to run out there with. He's carries his little bag every lap. He's unbelievable. But yeah, don't know what's in the bag, but he was a great guy, and he had a bit of a funny thing where he'd sleep actually on the course. And then, I don't know, sleep for like 5 or 10 minutes on the course. So I don't know if he had a blanket in that bag that he was carrying, sleep on the side, and then he'd run quick to get back to make sure he was back for the next lap.
Just wanted to be grounded.
Yeah, don't know. So,
he reduces inflammation.
Well, it's a funny thing. There's so many different ways, and people have got so many different techniques, the way they run it, how they're sleeping, their nutrition. So there's no wrong or right way of doing it. It's just, it's definitely a brutal event, and it's something that you can really test yourself in.
What's it like having a crew there to support you and keep you going?
Oh, it was like I would not have got as far as I did without my crew. Like their support was unbelievable. Like I'm very blessed, and I was very lucky enough to have it was 8 or 9 people come up from Melbourne with me. I gave up their own time. They're all got full-time jobs, but to have their support there, and every time I come back from a loop, and they'd have them cheering me up and, firing me up, had the marquee, have my nutrition on point, have everything ready to go, was something I'm forever grateful for. And that's what, like, we're about at Miles to Smile as well. Like, I'll do the same thing for any of them. Like, I love that. And it's special because, like, as I said, without the support during an event like this, you're not going to be able to go as far as, and your crew has to be on point. So they were awesome.
Yeah. Have you heard the saying, it's like, if you go alone, you can go fast. If you go together, you can go far.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. I think that's just a good thing for life as well, as having good supportive people around you. It's going to help you through those dark times as well. And it's good that that's where you're incorporating with Miles for Smiles, is having that supportive community. And you don't need to go for a run with those people every time if you're struggling, like they're people you meet there, you can just catch up with after.
Yeah.
Has there been any good relationships with you that you've formed through people that you've just met out of running or out of Miles for Smiles?
A lot of my close mates now I've all met through doing these events. It's amazing. Like, Louis' actually 100K day is where we meet a lot of the people from Miles for Smiles. A lot of my close mates now. Like, that day brought so many people together, and yeah, I've got I don't know, a lot of people might have heard of the Assassin. Like, I met the Assassin, Debbie, Shano, like so many people, and they're all, which what I love about it as well, they're not actually born in Australia. They're all from different countries and they've moved over here. So, and I think it's awesome for them to feel like they've got family here now as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny that we're in Noosa. I'm meeting most of the people I hang out with aren't born here either.
Yeah.
And it's just good to have a community of people, you can just catch up, hang out.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, all my family's in Melbourne. Yeah. So you just go, all right, what are we doing? Let's hang out. It's good. Or if you need someone to chat to, there's someone there, even if it's not some of your mates from school, people you've grown up with. Yeah. I think finding community is huge. So what's next? You've got Marissa Mara literally tomorrow.
Yeah, Noosa
Talk
tomorrow.
about that.
Tomorrow. So yeah, no, excited, mate. It's Noosa is one of the favourite places to come up to. Love it up here. So it's always a cracking day. So looking forward to that. Then got the Gold Coast double in 6 weeks' time, and then the back half. Hopefully, we'll have the satellite chance for Australia in the backyard.
Yeah, talk about that. So from the Sydney backyard ultra results you had there, you've had a chance to be on the Australian team.
Yeah. So I am sitting ranked 7th at the moment on the team. So there's 10 spots. So I'm ranked number 7. So at this stage I'm on the team. So I'd love to represent Australia. It'd be nothing better. So hopefully, I can stay on the team. If no one knocks me out, there's a few big events coming out. So it's good. This team's looking strong, which is what it's all about. So, I mean, if I do get knocked out in the next couple of events, I'll probably look to do another one to try and qualify again. But yeah, until then, they're on these satellite champs are on October 10th up in Wollongong.
Yep.
So it's where 15 runners from each country, the top 15 runners, all represent their country, and we all start at the same time across the whole world in our own country on our own course, and then it's supposed to combine.
Yeah, that's it.
Total of laps wins.
Yeah. And so how do you qualify for that? Is it the most laps done in an ultra? You have to do one.
Yeah.
To qualify. Or?
So how you qualify? You're just going to be in the top 10 ranked. So there's 5 silver ticket events, which automatically you go in if you win that event. So like the winner of Sydney automatically goes in, but he was already ranked in the top 10 anyway.
Yeah.
So he was already in. And then, just the top 10 ranked runners. So I'm sitting 7th at the moment on 74. I was 6th, but a bloke on the weekend ran 75. So there's a bit of competition. It's heated up. There's a lot of good runners coming through. It's great for the backyard community, like the backyard world, because I think it's just going to keep growing and growing because it's something that's catered for everyone. Like to run 6.7K on the hour, most people can do that, which is good. So a lot of people, use it to run their first half marathon, their first marathon, their first 50K, their first 100K, their first 100-miler. So it's awesome. And their vibe and energy, it's so different. It's unreal. So
yeah, that is like these are done. Oh yeah, my housemate back home, Barty, she just did one recently. That's something she wants to get into doing now. She was doing a charity event, 190 Ks of an ass track, and she actually ended up running 60 Ks with a fractured tibia or fibula, like fractured on the run, and we didn't know, so she tried to get through the night, and we just had to pull the pin, and it turns out she had to get surgery and and all that sort of thing. But that's something she's looking at doing now, and she says like the people she's meeting in the community and running with is just unmatched. Like everyone's energy is unreal, and obviously same sort of crazy mindset to want to put their body.
Yeah.
What time are you looking to get tomorrow? You can put it out to the university.
I'm hoping for anywhere between 2:39 to 2:42.
Yeah.
So
Huge.
exciting.
What's your PB? So
PB's 2:46, 34.
Yeah. So it's 4 minutes or so, 4 to 6. Nice. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to ask about that. And then Gold Coast, you're going to try and go far. You said the double. So you're going to do marathon half?
So you do the half on the Saturday, and then you can do the marathon on the Sunday. So I did it last year. I loved it.
Yeah.
So try and we'll see how we go here tomorrow. See what time we do, and then we'll reevaluate. And they've got another 6 weeks to continue to build. So see how we go.
I remember chatting with Chris about how you pulled up after the backyard ultra. I think it'd be fair to tell people about the hardship you deal with after and what the body's like. You've actually put up really well, but like even the sleep and that sort of thing.
Yeah. After the backyard, the legs they're a bit sore for a couple of days, but nothing too bad. Like I ran every day afterwards. But yeah, the sleep took me a good couple of weeks to get back up and running to like definitely a good 4 or 5 days of of sleeping to get back into the normal routine again. Yeah. But yeah, it took me a couple of weeks to get back to normality with the sleeping.
And away from running now, you talked about you're starting to look into the effects of losing your dad early growing up. What are you doing to look into that? Are you seeing someone?
So I had been seeing someone, but I'm looking to see someone else. I've been talking about it a bit with my family and my partner. But yeah, something that isn't just going to happen overnight. I've obviously got to want to do it, so just slowly chipping away at it.
Do you find that talking about it more is like bringing up stuff for you and like helping you heal, or it's just making changes in you at all?
Haven't noticed too much yet, but it's certainly, I think, helping me be aware of some of the things that have happened in my life and why they may have happened.
Would you be comfortable sharing something that's like a pattern that's shown up for you as a result of that?
Just like looking back at like childhood, some of the moments where I probably didn't realize things had happened, like nothing in particular. It's just more like, like where I've looked back at my childhood and been like, oh, actually that did happen, where I probably didn't realize or process it properly, for many years. So nothing like in particular. It's sort of, as I said, it's sort of something that I haven't fully dug deep into it. Fully dived into. Sorry, is what I was looking to say. But it's something that I do want to do. Yeah, so I think there's going to be some benefits there, to bring up and to figure out why I did some of the things I have done, or why my personality's like this.
Yeah. Is there anything that sparks that to make you want to dive deep into it and look into it?
I think definitely like having my girlfriend and talking to her a lot about it. That's definitely helped. Like, she tries to definitely help me feel what I'm actually feeling. There's a lot of the time, like, as I said, being busy, you just sort of push it to the side and you just forget about how you're actually feeling. You know what I mean? You just keep yourself busy. You're not thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, I ask that is because I think it's a man thing. We don't stuff. We push around and we fill it up with other things, like from my experience, my dad is the same. He still doesn't talk about anything that's going on, and that's affected our relationship. And I think a lot of people say that's a pretty common male issue in Australia is we don't talk about our shit.
Yeah.
Thought, since you mentioned this is something you've been looking into recently, I thought maybe your girlfriend's
she definitely has that. Yeah.
Had a help in that. And I want to ask what the benefit, or like how much having Laura has helped you out with everything. Because I think having a supportive partner is really important.
She's been unbelievable, and like obviously since I met her, I have been sober, but I have told her about everything that's happened in my past, and she's still with me, fortunately. She might never get a ton of it. Maybe we'll work in progress, that one. But she's been awesome, and I'm very lucky to have her in my life.
Yeah, good. I think that's something I've been allowing in myself. Is I've been I'm so telling myself I'm so driven. I need to do all these things. I can't get distracted by a woman. And then my mate's like, nah, like that had to help. I'm like, oh, all right, I need to get out of that mindset.
Yeah.
It's like holding myself back, I think.
Yeah.
So what's next for Miles for Smiles? Says on the back burner. What goals have you got? They need to give them more attention.
So we're going to get the run club up and running properly again. It's just the only reason about a little break from that is because I've had events on pretty much every weekend for the last 6 or 7 weeks. But yeah, just slowly we're putting our business plan together, that what we want to do and the direction we want to head in. So we definitely want to run some workshops. We want to do some talks as well. So we've got a few ideas up our sleeve. But yeah, as I said, I don't want to start doing that until I can put enough time and effort into it and give it the proper, build up the proper program. Yeah, that we want to give to people and show to people.
Yeah. And what about the running coaching? So something you started doing this year or last year?
So I've been doing running coaching for the last couple of years. Yeah, sort of starting to build it up a bit more now. Looking to maybe hopefully do that full time. And then yeah, it's something I love doing. Like I love helping other people reach their goals. It's unreal when you can do that. So yeah, it's all slowly building up.
Is the running program something that you would look to incorporate into Miles for Smiles as well?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
How would you look to do that, you reckon?
Probably not 100% sure yet, but I've floated around a few ideas like programs for people that are really struggling out there. We've floated a few ideas. We haven't just every time to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a big thing is just getting people out of a rut, is just getting them up and moving.
Yeah. Well, that's what we love about we want to get this our run club up and running, and it's not, as I say, it's not just about running, it's just movement and connection through movement, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I remember going to, I was at Elwood Bathers right up there, and there's still people that I see on Strava, and it's funny because now you know usually social media is your way of connecting with people.
Yeah.
And I got him on Strava, Janice.
Oh, yeah, Janice,
Shout out to you guys. They still like my runs, and I still like theirs, and I just met them once. It's so cool to have like a connection with someone that you've just met.
Yeah.
Like, you're just running and sweating next to each other and chatting, and then you get to go and have brekkie with them after. I remember like you'd had to run Melbourne that morning, because I remember the guy like come through. He's just run a half marathon and still come and have brekkie and spend time with these people, and yeah, it's pretty cool to experience a community.
Yeah.
Where can people find you online?
So Miles for Smiles Instagram, and then my Instagram's a Crazy Running Man. And we've also got a website as well, www.milesforsmiles.com.
And if people want to get some coaching, there's on Instagram?
Through my Instagram, the Crazy Running Man.
Cool. And you mentioned programs with Miles for Smiles. If there's people out there that are interested, they're just going to go to the website and follow along there? Or
or just shoot me a message.
Yeah, makes sense. Awesome. Well, Jack, thanks for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. So, thank you.